Hi everyone, welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. We're here on the Ark Mechanicus Hermetico, I think it's called. Yes. Just spoken to the tech shaman and we've got to try to find clues into the lift. Meet the Pref Spirit. Okay. Spasm in the servitor's neck makes the chin twitch. Can you activate him, Pascal? Oh, frame jump there. The tech priest carefully touches the servitor's withered body with his mechadendrites. Data spikes slide out of them and sink into the servitor's augmetics. Pascal's vox sounds thoughtful and slightly puzzled. I identify this unit as Magos Logis Hectodon 11. The unit received 7 commendations for advances in astrography, recorded in the Fleet Archive. The unit, he liked watching the stars. He called them beacons left to us by the Omnissiah. The servitor gives a jolt, raises his head, and fixes his augmented eyes upon you. The large black circles of his visors are cloudy and covered in scratches. The pained moan came from the speaker on the servitor's throat. Unit status operational. Unit identifies itself as no data available. Error malfunction. Omnissiah knows. What? Pascal sighs heavily. He is suffering. This unit has long passed its operational life expectancy, but the particularly ancient and sacred true flesh it was awarded for its astounding service to the fleet is still prolonging its years. Do you know him? That statement is false. It's a question, not a statement. My archive has no record of any encounters with this unit or any archive requests concerning it. I just know, and I grieve. Only it talks about liking the stars. Excuse me. Pascal touched the servitor's pale skin, covered in inky cacography. The choice people inscribed his body with the blessed manual of maintenance and repair. Hypothesis. Ignorant as to the true purpose of this litany, they perceived it as a health replenishing magic spell. Continue. Tech Brother Hectodon 11. This unit identifies as Pascal Newman. Can you hear me? Do you know me? Can you tell me what happened here? A jumble of sounds comes from the servitor speaker, as if a very old man, who has outlived his faculty of speech, is trying to utter once familiar words now strange to him. Then suddenly, a spark lights up his visors, and he utters with great strain, executing function. All reserve capacities engaged in executing primary function. Okay. We would like to go up to the observatorium. Request denied. The rattle in the servitor's voice could be easily mistaken for indignation. Access to the lift system denied. The service is in obscuratoria mode. An obscuratoria is a complete ban on holy ministry within the compound. Any and all sacred maintenance procedures are deferred until after the ban is lifted. An obscuratoria is declared when the temple has been compromised by suspected corruption, before a battle, or in the event of a major critical incident. Hypothesis. Obscuratoria was declared ahead of a battle in order to hinder the hostile infiltration of the observatorium. Knowing the reason enables this unit to deactivate the containment protocol. Pascal, unlock the lift. Pascal enunciates solemnly, like something I can't do, accompany each word with binaric commands. As its first pronouncement, this unit declares that no security threat to the High Observatorium is present. As its second pronouncement, this unit orders the operation of the lift system to be restored. As its third pronouncement, this unit confirms its authorization to issue that order. The servitor's jerky movement is accompanied by a shower of sparks from his mouth. His optical visor makes a series of clicks. Unit's hierarchical rank not recognized. Authorizing to give orders unconfirmed. Awaiting confirmation. This unit is not part of the Hermetico chain of command. It must introduce itself to the ship's system for confirmation of his authority. Okay, Abel, what do you think? Okay, same thing from Abel. Back to the shaman again then. Okay, have to make ourselves known. What else was there around here? Or am I being thick? My frame rate keeps dropping down to like 30. This marker does not follow fleet protocol. This constitutes a category 10 heresy. May I tell Seamus his band logo is category 10 heresy. Okay, nothing there. Nothing new anyway.
Keep your wits about you.
This was a reactor shutdown thing.
I always keep my options open.
This was the secret door we found.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
That's the door that doesn't open.
Let us not dawdle.
That's one of the burning paper inside of.
Is there money to be made?
I'm trying to do that. Might just being daft. Excuse me. Back here again. In that way, that's where the leader is. That's a dead end with the... That's where the secret wall was, secret door.
I always have a backup plan.
I picked up anything. Is that any good for you? Not really. I'm stuck. What do I do? Okay. Talk to. Oh, we've got through the identification. Ah, okay. Tell him you're the Messiah of discontinuing. This unit is Magos Pascal Hanneman. He hesitates a little, then adds, some identify him as the Messiah of discontinuing, although that statement is false. The Tech shaman translate Pascal's words with quick taps. Yeah, and why should treat just punch the microphone stand. Okay. Machine spirits request there's no access privileges. Okay, without compelling reason. You're the eminent and venerable Magus. It cannot ask for more than that, it wouldn't dare. Pascal nods and enunciates. Again, I can't. By my power as Magus Explorator, decorated with 4 1-grade promotions and entitlement to Category 3 Sacred Augmentation, as well as likely the only active ordained tech priest of Ark Mechanicus aboard this void ship, I appoint myself this vessel's supreme hierarch. Tech shaman translates into words against the same thing as before. Why? The prefect enumerator's request is interpreted as what is the purpose of your visit. We're on a mission for Amanat. Perhaps the spirit knows who he is. I'm following the orders of my mentor, Ark Mechanicus Amanat, and correct a mistake made decades ago. Shaman bows his head, sneers, and rasps, much like the crackling vox. You speak, but the great preface is convinced that he should listen, choose to remain deaf and indifferent. Okay, gotta keep trying something, have we? Let's just keep trying until we get through, I guess. Plead for the benevolence. Lions say you're an authorised inspector from the fleet's conclave. Looks at you disapprovingly and says with evident reluctance, this unit is a tech nuncio sent by Supreme Conclave of the Cognizance Fleet to investigate. Present code regalia. The indicator on Pascal's neural cogitator glows. His nose-thick ore lights up with new data as fake credentials are generated in the deep recesses of the cogitator's circuitry. Okay, same thing again. Yes, same thing again. Point out the surrounding ruins. Are you sure this is not compelling reason? The hypothesis is of merit. The unit's conducting a rescue mission in which the safety of the Archmagus Ranker's units is at stake, requesting emergency authorization. Why are you seeking his friendship? You know the answer yourself. Discontinue the cycle. Doesn't recognise your name or your face. You don't grant you friendship. That's what I had the first time. Anything new, Abel? You just wandered off. Okay. No, nothing. Ugh, I just have to go through the options then, don't you? The 3, 1, 1. Introduce yourself as Pascal. Continue, continue, continue. Hit it. Continue, continue. You know something, you know the answer yourself. Ugh.
I always keep my options open.
This is going to be a pain. I can't think of missed anything. Introduce yourself. That. Tell it something profound and spiritual. I'm fulfilling my sacred duty in service to the machine god. I intend to protect this blessed ship and the servants on the side aboard it. Doesn't make sure your name or your face. Right, I'm going to pause it here because I've already spent, how long? 15 minutes on this. I'll come back when I've got something a bit more, well, I don't know, relevant. Until then, see you in a sec. Okay. I've gone through the previous ones I've looked at. So, I'm the Messiah of discontinuing. Then punch it or do something to it. Show a force. And then let Pascal finish it off. I think I've tried a lot of other things, but not that. Aha! The tech shaman listens to the crackling that comes in response and opens his mouth to say something, only for Pascal to interrupt him with a tone of authority. The prefect enumerator stated that he knows my name and is familiar with my power. He respects my mission and grants me a place within the crew's chain of command. Your work here was done by Navic Interpreter. Pascal looks at you as with slight surprise. I remember this language now, or more precisely, this unit used to know it. And now it remembers having known it. The tech priest turns toward the wall with a sacred mechanism concealed inside it and says doubtfully, I'm registering an anomaly. The data exchange deviated the standard registration procedure. The prefect enumerator was commanded to limit the number of people who have clearance to issue orders, including even high-ranking tech priests on other ships. It was tasked with defending the observatorium as if it were under siege. Our mutual introduction rather resembled an exchange of secret passwords. Okay, it's going to save that, so I have to do it all again.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Okay. A spasm in the servitor's neck makes his chin twitch. Show him the prefect enumerator's authorization that confirms your right to give orders. Hypothesis. As soon as the lift going up to the observatorium is operational, we will be attacked. The deck guard will activate attackers, requesting confirmation of readiness for combat. I've just saved. Do it. Raising his voice, the tech priest solemnly repeats his command to the servitor. An intricate, monumental, and piercing binauric aria pours from Pascal's vox. Encoded in its signal was Hanuman's authority to give orders on this ship. The servitor stares at Pascal with visored eyes and bows his head awkwardly. Regalia identified. I greet the venerable Magos and will execute the order presently. Lift system activated. The servitor's last words are drowned out by the harrowing screech that rolls across the deck, as several shrill voices wail, Security, perimeter, breach. For the Omnisire. And dialogue. Yeah, they'll come to life, as I expected.
I'll make an example out of you.
Abel's hiding in the corner, as usual. Okay. I've only got to kill Skitari there, haven't I? Have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's it. So, get Cassia there. Argenta behind. Let's go there. Jai there. No. Get Jai there. Me there. And Earliet can go here.
Tell me, and it is done. I can do that with the right incentive.
If I may. Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Okay, who can she shoot at? 1, 2, 3. The Alpha then. Say goodbye to the Alpha. 562 though.
Stop trying,
Too far. Okay.
Hear you moving. No.
Didn't make much difference. This one. Devotee. Or shooter. Kill a shooter. Ah, you missed.
If I must.
Cassia.
In the name of House Orcelio, I shall
Like an
prevail.
Argenta. Let's get some points up. We've run out to see more first. I guess so. Yeah, that's better.
Enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Doubt is for the one can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I'll do it.
She won't be doing too much because she's not surrounded by mates, but oh well.
You, my Emperor,
Did that a bit early.
is a prayer.
Devotee, 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 devotee. Shooter over there.
Faith without is why I was chosen.
As the Emperor.
Doubt is for none can escape the Emperor's judgment. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
I'll do it.
You should feel honored to witness this.
Now 4 left, and that can see 3.
I approach the designated position.
Let's do this one first. 317.
I understand your intent. Another soul slips beyond the veil. I am not your Xenos pet, Mod. I deal death with my hands. I move as if unseen. If it serves your cause, see you moving. No more.
There we go. She can get to here and see this one. Ah, here comes the lift. They had plasma pistols. What are they like compared to yours? Not as good. What's that? Power sword. Plasma gun. Why didn't you go? Okay. Here's what it is.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I thought it was a fence there for a second. I was waiting for it to drop down. Cutscene. Please be voiced. Brass Whisper. Ah, I was right. It is the one from the Lord Inquisitor's retinue. The face of the tech priest stands opposite is hidden behind a brass mask. Rather than being one piece, it is assembled from the fragments of many old metics. You've met this man before. He is called Brass Whisper, member of Lord Inquisitor Calcasar's retinue. There you are, tech brother. Brass Whisper's voice is raspy and punctuated. His gaze is turned toward Pascal. The salutary procedure will be performed, and the identification codes are verified after the priority request has been executed. Tell me where the blessed Amanat is. Pascal's voice clangs like steel. A cracked chuckle comes from behind the mask. You still don't understand. You're from Calcasar's retinue. Does he have anything to do with this? Marginally. He used to play a major part in this story. Not anymore. This meeting is held upon my initiative. Brass Whisper surveys the Inquisition soldiers and warriors of the Omnissiah standing motionless. That said, I am still under the protection of the Lord Inquisitor and the Cognizance fleet. Keep that in mind. Locals spoke of a ghost without a face. Did they mean you? Response: affirmative. In order to move the Hermetico out of the procession of the damned, we had to disturb the pitiful locals. What's going on? We intend to discontinue the cycle. Is that not obvious? There's a note of sarcasm in Brass Whisper's croaking voice. Pascal, speak, I will rip your members out along with the ferrum sanctum implanted in your brain. Pascal enunciates each word as he activates his drilling mechadendrites. What do you know of Amanat? The hollow-pained laughter from behind the brass mask is amplified by its echo. I know everything. We're looking for Archmagus, Amanat. We want answers. Looking? How absurd. You lack the very concept of what you are looking for, laywoman. You expect to find a man, and Amanat never was one. He was never one person. The Amanat Collective was created by a group of tech priests who renounced individuality and merged into a hive mind. A mind that reasoned algorithmically but was guided by the principles and convictions of a righteous spirit, a superego that brought them one step closer to the Omnissiah. Well, this collective all called Hanuman. You're looking for Ark Mechanicus Hermetico, you say. Something clicks inside Brass Whisper's mask. His voice becomes louder and harsher, as if coated in liquid metal. He has been by your side all this time. This statement is false. This hypothesis is without merit. Brass Whisper interrupts him with a forceful shout. As the cycle coils in multitudinous loops, it intersects with itself. Unlocks it in a cage of data valves. Pascal shudders as if struck by motive force itself. Mechadendrites rise like steel wings behind his shoulders. The voice from his vox speaker takes on otherworldly profundity and power, and therefore the cycle must be discontinued. Pascal, what's going on? Pascal turns his gaze to you, his pupils burning bright with celestial fire. A single word escapes his vox. Restoration. Cognitive reconstruction mechanism activated. The memory is awakening inside you. Brass Whisper is shaken by a violent coughing fit. Then he shouts furiously, remember. The Amanat Collective was designed to be a philosopher and a researcher. The concepts he produced were so powerful that they almost destroyed the Cognizance fleet. But then he faced an unsolvable dilemma. That was when Amanat came apart. The 7 constituent servants of the Omnissiah hid their own memories from themselves, beyond false personas, and were sent off to various parts of the Koronus Expanse. They went into hiding. Each had to live in solitude for many decades, accumulating observations and eventually bringing that experience to a reunited Amanat that would tackle the dilemma once more. That would be the restoration. Sorrow echoes in Pascal's inhuman voice. 211 Terran years. It was such a long time ago. Your companion looks overwhelmed and pensive. So the tech priests of the name Hanuman were all parts of Amanat. Yes. 6 mental keynotes. Demence was paranoia. After the separation, he sensed that his memory was a web of lies, and that feeling drove him to the depths of madness. Tartarus was faith, fiery and unyielding. Axiomantha was logic, unclouded by emotion or value judgments. That was the twins, wasn't it? So 1, Pascal and Abel, 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Abel was a good twin, imagination. Did not know his past, just like the others, but he felt more than they did. He was always different. That was why he was the first to get close to the restoration. One of the first. Pascal was judgment. This was from Pascal. The moderator of the cognitive process. The one who makes the decision. And that's why when we came in, Abel was talking about not judgment. There isn't a judgment here. Because Pascal had only just arrived. Pascal's voice rises to the vault of the observatorium and rumbles beneath it like thunder. And Niall, the brass mask starts to unlock with a hissing sound. The augmetics bend back, revealing a face disfigured by burns. A woman's face with a pair of darkly radiant, vibrant eyes. That's her then. Skepticism, the one who doubts. So Axiom Mantic thing, whatever her name is, was only 1 out of the 2. Did Amanat believe he could form again? Plan sounds risky. The restoration was statistically calculated on a level beyond your comprehension, Labourman. Billions of variables were taken into account. Countless scenarios went into development of optimal strategies. 2 Amanat units meeting each other was an inevitable certainty. The matching identifiers were to be a spark that would start a chain reaction, and that was precisely what happened. A ringing brittleness enters Pascal's voice. We were motivated by the perfect stimuli: curiosity, anxiety, shame. Each of us was hostage to a legend of a betrayal it had committed, for suffering drove us to search and strive. What was the dilemma Amanat faced? His name was Eschatos. Eschatos? To askew. So Eschatos. The secret to the right of putting machine spirit to death. A technology embodying the discontinuing of the cycle. Was it meant to exist? Or was it an acme of profanity against the Omnissiah and his creation? So it's kind of like existential. Problem we faced. Pascal continues brass with speech in a lofty tone. Eschatos was a perfect weapon against creatures of the Omnissiah that had been corrupted by enemies, but also against his faithful servants. Its bread could bring victory to the Imperium, or it could destroy it. Eschatos could spell the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus, but was the perfect answer to the power wielded by the cult of the machine god. Was that blessing or curse? It's just that tech plague that brought down the Eldari Kruderak hive world. There was no answer. Protraction was unacceptable, and so a way was found to shelve the issue. Nihal gives a raspy sigh, and I found the answer. Eschatos should not exist. We will correct our mistake. What is Eschatos? The power of machine negation, a neurospheric signal that interrupts any and all life created by the Omnissiah. A green flash runs along the crack in Pascal's respirator. The power that I used to tap into unconsciously. Shared knowledge lay dorms inside the mind of every Amanat unit. You tried to decrypt the other Hanuman's neurocogitators, did you not? But to no avail. It was you who created the cipher that locked Amanat's memory. You are the maimed hunter. You tried to kill the other humans. This statement is true. I was admitted into the Lord Inquisitor's retinue and authorized to study a dangerous artifact taken from Amanat. It tried to exert some kind of influence on me, but my data veils protected me. Nihal Hanuman touches her scarred face. A short circuit awakened some of my memories. I conducted analysis, solved the Ascartes dilemma, and began to act. Her agents all but terminated Tarsus, but he hid under the armour of martyrdom and insanity. An attempt to intercept Pascal and Alter Templum Calixtus EXT-17 failed because Abel had summoned him. The assassins caught up to him at the Rakad Manoa starport, but he was able to escape again. Another group went after Abel only to perish at the Electro Priest Monastery. Yeah, that was us. You dispatched Demence, who had lapsed into heresy. Axiomantha simply disappeared, till she turned up dead on Euphrates II. I have no idea how she managed to hide from me. Idiot. Calcazar was harboring Axiomantha the whole time. She was working for him. I am registering a lie. The Lord Inquisitor shared my conviction that Amanat's legacy had to be destroyed. He was summoned to the Koronus Expanse by lower members of the Cognizant's fleet and ordered to depose Amanat. It was his troops that attacked Hermetico in an attempt to obliterate our schismatic creation. What? That was 200 odd years ago. So that was how you got on board the ship and into the observatorium. Nihal, our traitorous tech comrades gave Calcazar the access codes to the bridge, and he gave them to you. Acute conviction vibrates in Pascal's voice as he makes these quiet statements of fact. He is not asking questions, he is passing judgment. You were deceived, sister. Calcazar appropriated our work. He continued our research, no longer bound by the omniscience canon, and you enabled him by destroying those who could return and reclaim his blooded prize. Lies. Something you've not heard before creeps into Nihal's voice, a note of fear. You betrayed your brothers and sisters. Such an act is unforgivable. No, it's not. She was doing the Inquisitor's work, trying to destroy the tool, I guess, they created that could extinguish all mechanical life. But that'd be really useful against heretics, chaos, and what they're called, that ancient life form that created the Eldari. Necrons. And Pascal, I mean, he's never had any kind of anything but between dogmatism and what we are in between. He's never had theoretical. Now and then his inquisition or inquisitive nature, I should say, got the better of him. He's never been openly heretical in his works or anything. I suppose Pascal's been the tech priest's version of an inquisitor to his own self and his own creation, Amanat. So which one is it? You betrayed your brothers and sisters. Such an act is unforgivable. With a mixture of pain and pride, Brass Whisper replies, we all chose the path of martyrdom. I merely helped them reach the supreme goal at the end of the path. Niall's voice is imperiously metallic. Tech brother, I offer you the chance to yield peacefully to a fate that will please the Omnissiah. Do not resist your termination. You will pass into oblivion as my friend and fellow believer. Pascal's reply sweeps Niall's words away like a gust of wind. His optical visor turns a blinding blue. No, tech sister. Refraining from resistance was never our way. I am an explorator, a reconnoitrer of knowledge. I have brought fire to 100 worlds. I have gleaned 1,000 secrets in the darkness. I am the agent of unbridled will. I will not yield to oblivion, for oblivion itself fears me. And that, just here, could sound heretical, but it's not. Smile at Nihil. This is my companion, Pascal Newman. You made a mistake in meddling with him. You wanted me to awaken Tech Sister. Here I am, holding you to account, being the judge, jury, and executioner. Nihil's disfigured lips twist, and seeds of dismay sprout in her voice. I lured you here for a reason, Pascal. I want you to see what our followers had become. This is what deviation from dogma ends in. Breach of canon begets ignorance. Ignorance begets blasphemy. All we did was breed corruption, schism. She was skepticism, though. Remember when they came to depose us? We resisted them, destroyed this ship, a sacred relic, an Ark Mechanicus older than our priesthood itself. Here in this hall, we released Escartos, allowed an unconscionable heresy to happen. Do you remember? Do you remember how you got your cleft jaw? Pascal looks thoughtfully as he touches the crack running across his armoured respirator. A green spark runs through the deep gash left by an enemy's weapon in the metal. And it sufficed for you to merely show up in the expanse again for the schism to rear its head once more. The Congress's fleet has already been torn apart by a fratricidal war. Is this what we wanted? Let us finish this. Let us discontinue the cycle. Now the words of the one who called herself Brass Whisper sound more like a plea. The voice that answers was no human voice. It could belong to a giant voidship or forge world, if they could speak. You violated procedure skepticism. You usurp the function of another. You challenge only. You do not make decisions. I do. These Inquisitors men, aren't they? I don't trust any of them. They might not know what the Inquisitor are. She didn't know what the Inquisitor was up to. You're right, Pascal. You are the decision maker. It sounds a little bit heretical to me. Pascal extends the mechadendrite towards Nihil and pronounces. Tech Sister, my judgment of you and your actions is one of condemnation. Tampering with procedure is unacceptable. Sabotaging the experiment is apostasy. For your betrayal, your vital functions will be terminated in the name of the Messiah of Discontinuing. A greenish pulse of energy is born inside Pascal's augmatics and darts forward, toward Nihil like a furious lightning bolt. And she did one back. The green energy entangles Nihil like a net, burning her true flesh, draining the life force from her augmatics and mechanical components. But she focuses her will and strikes back at Pascal with a pulse of her own. The rattling voice, no longer human, rages and roars like a forest fire. I refuse to recognize you as the Messiah. I do not believe in you. That is your problem. You're always being too skeptical. Oh, she is skepticism. Excuse me.
But I will grant none. Purge them.
Yeah, Cassia could hit everything in that. And then just things over here can be left alone. I should go there. Slight bit of angle, I think, maybe. Don't know. She can move anyway.
Am I getting paid for this?
Don't think we really need to. Sharpshooters, maybe. Let's see what Nihil can do. Selection 7, armor 90. Strange thing that is. Don't know what the Wrath of Ascartes is, do we? Flame I don't like. She gets extra weapon skill. That reject the flesh is a bit of a bastard. Anyway, let's see what we can do.
This tedium is beneath me.
Poised to strike.
I understand your intent.
Deflection is now 0. Armor 66%. Ah no, done. $590 now. What? I have 902. Still the same.
No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Okay, so Argenta buffed.
I'm a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
As the Emperor
Yeah, let's get one of these going.
Faith without
Extra 2 AP.
doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor eradicated. I'll do it.
High momentum.
Earlier.
Paint your death in colors.
I suppose the sharpshooters. Don't need to put the thing on those though.
Not your zeal. I deal death with my
No, that's the second shot. Just I wasn't even aiming for her.
If it serves your cause, I hear you moving. No more. If I deal death with my hands.
Enforcer, servitor.
If it serves your cause, I hear you moving. No more.
Let's get the big servitors out of the way.
I understand your intent.
Still more? Okay.
This tedium is beneath. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
And disciple. Right then.
Moment. That is not the Emperor's will. Faith without this is why I was chosen. As the
Do that.
Emperor commands, I act.
Finish it off with that, hopefully.
This is unacceptable.
No, that.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. Eradicated.
High momentum.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Can't see those two, so if I go
Doubt is for the weak.
here.
As the Emperor... I'll do it.
Reload. And run out to here.
Guided by faith. As the Emperor commands, I act.
There we go. will not let you win. I will destroy this ship. Pascal, the left hook to the spine. Stop. Thou shalt not create a schism. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic. Put your skirt down, love. Like the hand of a deity, the mechadendrite extends over Nihil, lying convulsively on the deck. I do not want this tech sister, but the procedure must be completed. Farewell. His claw carefully moves a mangled, soot-covered neural cogitator from Brass Whisper's head. The tech priest shudders, and peace descends over a disfigured face. That's Abel. The ghost-like figure in red approaches you cautiously. Enormous sad eyes look at you from his ascetic face. Doubt has been shunned. The dominant of prejudice has ended. Abel's voice resonates with the same otherworldly profundity that's filled Pascal's vox. This statement is true. Only imagination and judgment are left. Our directive is to conceptualize the future we desire to bring it into being. Take a closer look at Pascal. Tech Priest looks the same as before, yet different. His morbid aura of martyrdom has given way to a calm and powerful halo of purposefulness. His mechadendrites move with the grace of an inscrutable dance. The scars left by loss and doubt have been turned into dark threads on a radiant body confident in its next step. And his voice, a voice born in the nuclear font of a star and hardened in the cold of the interplanetary void. Yeah, let's bow to the Messiah of Discontinuing. Pascal remains motionless, and a short binomic aria comes from his vox. You feel oddly confident that his gesture of respect has been appreciated and received favourably. I mean, it's pretty fucking hardcore. The voice from the vox is like the tolling bells summoning a host of angels. They declare the period of ignorance over and will resume execution of the general algorithm. Integrity has been rehabilitated to a satisfactory degree. Memory access has been restored. I remember everything. Pascal turns to you and gives you a long look, brimming with quiet elation. Abel. May the shattered mirror reassembled reflect light wholly anew. Are you Amanat? This statement is true. Pascal's stock face sounds more complex and more human than before. I carry within me his memory and his logical foundation. I am us. I am Amanat. Well, it's 6 out of 7. Abel's the other. But you don't want to kill Abel, do you? Abel points to Pascal's mechadendrite and says softly, "They have always remembered. They have always preserved." Thank you for the path we have walked. As Pascal bows, his thin shoulders seem to take an eternity to descend from the heights that his mind has soared to. And I'm sorry about what happened to Theodora. Did you know Theodora? We were allies. She entrusted me with studying a trophy she had obtained. The voice from the vox grows quiet and hoarse, as though coming from a distant past. We, Amanat, discovered the basic ways of communicating with it. We developed a weapons-grade strain of the tech blight for her. It terrified me, so I developed his antidote, the Skartos. It was related to the tech blight, but it was the, like I said, the antidote. The concept for the ultimate interruption of machine life. That was why every one of our shards was located so close to you on the Von Valancius domain. We were counting on her finding us and extending us her aid and protection. What are you, or what were you? A higher form of intelligence, a collective of computational tools, freed from the limitations of individualism and the aberrations that stem from having a distinct personality. At the same time, a collective bound by a single set of principles that are of equal importance to all, being pure faith in the Messiah and acting for the benefit of humanity. We were different. Each one of us considered the prospect of such an experiment, but I was the first to gain the resolve to attempt it. Nihil joined the project to effect control over it. She regarded the experiment as dangerously close to a blasphemous act of creation. The Conclave ordered her to end my research, but she became convinced of the possibility of its success. Nihil reinforced our union with the prudence of Demence, a meticulous and reserved auditor, a danger seeker, has strengthened our genius with the fiery faith of the warrior Tarsus, in order to banish the shadows of false ideas. Axiomantha, who teetered on the brink of becoming a Malatech, was chosen by us for her loyalty to ruthless logic and a cold scrutiny, or indeed dissection, of our theories. Abel. Pascal turns toward his last surviving tech comrade, our quiet genius, the caged genius of imagination, the abstract artist of code. His talent completed the collective and made it a whole. What next? What's the general algorithm? A judgment must be passed. Should the secret Viscartus exist or be shunned as a false path? And should I exist, that is we, Amanat. From Abel. A soft binaric melody full of sadness and solemn resolve pours from Abel's vox. You have not heard it before. You never thought that such a binaric language could be so comprehensible to one who does not bear the mark of the Omnissiah's iron blessing. Oof. Amanat was a union of 6 tech priests. All but a few of them are dead now. How does Amanat still exist? Everything Amanat was at the moment of the disconnection has now awoken in my mind. We're at that point where we stopped. But the Amanat Collective was envisioned as a dynamic structure. We need new minds. If I bid you follow, will you come with me, tech comrade? Pascal waits for an affirmative nod and says, we will be the core. That to Abel. The collective can be replenished with worthy minds from among those aboard Hermetico. Sincerity is present in their motives of faith. They are intuitively capable of comprehending the notion of discontinuing the cycle. Our collective memory can compensate for the lack of knowledge and memory of the rise. Restoration is possible. Pascal, or what used to be Pascal, makes a sacred gesture and green sparks run down his mechanical arm. But the judgment must be passed first. What judgment are you leaning toward? Arrogance creeps into Pascal's voice as he gazes at Nigel's body. The Amanat Collective experience has demonstrated that a shared consciousness is as prone to flaws as an individual one. We failed to put our power to the right use. We destroyed ourselves. But that does not mean our power was bad. We were bad. Most of us. The graceful dance of the mechadendrite takes on a more chaotic and unpredictable pattern. I am leaning towards the idea that the Viscartus must exist, but not in the hands of the Amanat Collective, in mine alone. Just Abel, what are your thoughts on this dilemma? Abel lowers his eyes and is silent for a while and then says, we made great sacrifices. Yeah, 4 of you are dead. 5 because Axiomatic was 2. This statement is enigmatic, a request an expanded interpretation. Pascal looks demandingly into Abel's eyes, but he turns away. If we reject Amanat's knowledge now, all the sacrifice will have been in vain. Abel gives you a sideways glance and says softly, self-sacrifice must not be in vain. Pascal nods with an air of authority and says, I thank you both. The information has been noted, submitted for analysis. What will the destruction of Viscartus mean for you? A shower of sparks burst from the power unit on Pascal's shoulders, burning holes in his scarlet hood. An act of self-sacrifice. I will destroy the data concerning this technology and methods of reproducing it. I will burn out of my neural circuits, along with everything that led to its creation. Amanat will be no more. Only a damaged and incomplete shard of him will remain. Pascal Hanuman. We need Amanat. I would need the power he wields. Because that's the only thing to stop the tech blight, which wasn't just attacking the Kruderak, it was also attacking everything else. And also could be useful in the future. Jealousy creeps into the god's voice. Am I to become part of a compromised project again? I have seen the paths chosen by tech comrades. I cannot put my trust in them anymore. I alone will decide for myself, since I can neither carry the burden of Viscartus nor divide it. Let it lapse into oblivion. Do what you have decided to do. Pascal throws back his head, and the power brimming in his voice rushes forth like a flood. The tech priest's booming voice is heard throughout the ship, echoed by every vox speaker and every deck. I was once part of a great whole. I was once but one of many. We gleaned the horror that lay ahead, and we rebelled against it. Yet we proved unworthy of the knowledge revealed to us. Self-doubt drained our strength and made us hesitate, just as our elders, whose testaments we were following, hesitated. Our fear of change drove us to dogma, paralysed us, and made us waste precious moments when we could have altered destiny's course. We fell apart, hopelessly fleeing the dilemma, and in scattering we exposed our weakness to the world. We were consumed by madness and fanaticism, by depravity and paranoia. The old mistake will not be repeated. I, Pascal Newman, will take the entirety of the power and shoulder the entirety of the burden. I alone will preserve the great knowledge of Skartas and decide the fate of the cycle that will be discontinued. Though our fate is implacable, I, Pascal Newman, will follow my sense of duty and become a protector to my tech brethren, leading them into the future alone. It's just made a god. Then we nearly leveled up. And flamer. That is a better... Oh no. It's got slightly better damage, slightly less armor pen, inflicts bleeding, but doesn't have the extra bonus thing there. That's the same. Whenever the wearer's ally is under the effect of a joint analysis ability, is a target with an exploit. Got +5 perception. Oh, an ally. Tech use or by perception for people. That means does mean that Pascal has to go first before they get any of that bonus. I don't use overcharge. Deck ignores enemy's deflection, deals 2 times 8 bonus. Plus ballistics with additional damage, so that'll be like 10, about 30%, 35% extra damage. When the machine... That's not bad actually. Oh yeah, that's better for Pascal. When the wearer uses machine spirit communion, which I usually do at the beginning of his turn, the intelligence is increased by +5 for each affected target until the end of combat. Which is always going to be 5 other people. That's +25. And if any enemies are in the same location, that's more. Voltergeist field emitter. The wearer suffers 5+ int bonus doubled, so that'd be like 30% less impact and energy damage. Is suffer impact or energy damage. The attack an enemy suffers power damage back. Wow. So for Pascal we have that head thing. That's not bad, but I don't do overcharge. Could do that, I guess. Wow. Pascal is Amanat. Oh, so is Abel. Abel is also Amanat. I've got 2 sniper rifles. Why come I've got 2 sniper rifles? What's going on? I should have my staff. That's the ship version. Where's the version that uses Resolve? Keep the deadly repeater. What's been happening here? Sanctify stuff, that's the one. Why was that not there? So this got like a power level of 80. So 5 times 80, 400 damage. 1 to 400 times whatever multiplier I have. So anyway, as I was thinking aloud, Pascal and Abel are Aminat. They created the tech plague, and they also created the antidote to it. There's something over here as well, isn't there? There we go.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Is there money to be made?
Well, that's a lot to take in. Ever since chapter 1. Your ladyship, we are observing the last squadron of Adeptus Mechanicus forces. When these ships are badly damaged, judging by the position of the servants of the Messiah, they are divided into 2 groups. I dare say they were fighting not long ago. Oh, I'm picking up a signal for one of the ships. The ship is identified as a Von Volantis dynasty vessel. They're being held by a representative of the Exploder Cognizance fleet. Query: is the statement that a new Messiah has been created true? Is the statement that the Aminat unit no longer exists, but that the cycle will be discontinued true? The rest to know if their fratricidal battle should continue. What do you think I should answer? Tell them the statement is true, Pascal. The true Messiah has arrived to correct the mistakes of his predecessor, mend the schism, and lead the Cognizance fleet into the future. We're picking up an active Vox exchange on encrypted frequencies between exploded ships. Incoming message. The Cognizance fleet praises the new Messiah. May the mistakes of the schism not be repeated. May the nonconformity be purged. The Messiah knows all, comprehends all. Wow. Have I just stopped a civil war? Well, it's Pascal just stopped the civil war. That's a lot to take in. I'm going to go back to the bridge. There's going to be lots and lots of talks, I guess. Going through my head now, all the little drops and drips of information going through. like little things that Abel would say here and there, and other people would allude to a little bit here and there, like the guy who snuck on board the ship looking for, because Amanat walked the ship and Nomos was found and blah 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 blah. Oh, this is twisting my brain around. Anyway, what a fucking game. I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you all very much for watching. If you're still watching after like 120 odd episodes and 170 hours close to, thanks very much. I shall see you in the next one. God knows what's going to happen, but this is all getting tied up really weirdly. I wonder where it's going to go in the future. Let's find out. See you in the next one. Bye now.